Iron Banner has come around and brought on a storm of feedback from all players. It's the tokens. The tokens are the problem. Well, I don't really think so. I think it's something else. But I also think it's the fact that we're having an identity crisis. Not just Destiny, but the players who play it. Buckle up, because this is going to be a long one, because I first want to talk about non-loot Iron Banner issues, then the token system itself, before we combine them together. If you make it through this entire video, I thank you ahead of time. First off, let's get some other things out of the way related to Iron Banner that aren't loot related. I see a lot of people griping about power levels not mattering in Iron Banner, and solo players getting steamrolled by groups, a problem that has existed since Iron Banner first launched. Why doesn't power matter anymore? This is stupid. Let me ask you this, Destiny 1 players. How often were you really recognizing the effect of you being higher light versus players who were lower light than you? Because for me, it was basically never. The only time you might have noticed something is if someone was 30 or more light levels below you and you'd be getting a couple of extra damage per shot on them. That's about it. Most people that I remember fighting were within 1 to 15 light below the cap, where the effects of having higher light are basically nothing. Bungie wants to keep PvP in the game balanced for shooters, not for RPGs, and having noticeable power increases would mean that if you're not 305, you're just going to get annihilated by those who are. Would I love that? Sure, but that's unreasonable to ask for at this point. Power levels never really mattered, and yeah, it's in the lore and whatever, but it never mattered, and it never was going to matter. I think this is just something that people are trying to use to get upset. Next is the plight of the solo player. This hasn't changed in years, where solo queuing into Iron Banner kinda sucks because you get put up against full teams a lot, or what feels like a lot, and you get blown out, and it's not fun. With the removal of post-game drops, the only thing you get for losing is 2 tokens. Which to some people isn't enough. So you have people leaving games when they know that they're just getting crushed, and so they just don't want to waste their time. That should probably be bumped up to at least 3. Anyway, lots of people have demanded a Lone Wolf Iron Banner playlist, where solos can play against other solos, and then you'd have the regular Iron Banner queue, where anyone can queue in that one. I'm sure there would be plenty of solo players queuing into the regular playlist as well, but you would need a somewhat healthy amount of solo players queuing into that playlist as well to keep things moving along in the queue. However, groups would have to be alright with basically always playing other groups. I don't know if a solo queue playlist just immediately solves all problems, but I think it might be something worthy to at least try out based on the absolutely zero data that I have with regards to how often solos are fighting other solos and groups are fighting other groups. Okay, so those are some of the non-loot Iron Banner things. The next thing we're going to talk about are tokens and the token system. The token system sucks. It's so bad and lazy. Well, I don't think it's that bad. I really don't. For every activity in the game, tokens have been supplementary to gear drops. You get public event gear and tokens. Strikes drop gear and tokens. Nightfall drops and tokens. Crucible drops and tokens. Tokens are essentially reputation from Destiny 1. It's just not automatically given to you, but they serve the same purpose. You get enough, and you turn them into an NPC to get some sort of a drop. What's even better is that tokens are flexible between characters. You can play a bunch on your main character, farm a bunch of tokens, and then just drop all of them on your alternate characters if you want. And that's pretty nice. Now, do some token values need to be adjusted? Sure, but that's not necessarily a problem with the system, that's just the economy of it. Crucible only drops 1 token per match. That's got to be brought up to probably 4 or 5 tokens per match. Strikes drop 5 to 7 tokens. That could probably be brought up to about 7 or 9, depending on the duration. If we're talking about Faction Rally, it was 5 tokens from a Crucible or Strike, 8 from a Heroic Public Event, 16 from the Raid. Yeah, that's got to be rebalanced a little bit. Also, what the hell is up with Clan Rank 5? Bonus tokens for Nightfall, Trials, and the Raid, but you get 1 random token. Who is this for? The people completing these events probably don't need extra tokens, but 1 token? Really? I know that can be fixed, but still, come on, man. 1 token. Honestly, the biggest gripe I feel like people have with the token system is that they have nothing to invest them into once they feel like they're done, whatever that definition of done might be to that person. You're just hoarding tons and tons and tons of tokens, and you want to spend them, but you're not going to get anything worthwhile from them. You're probably just going to dismantle most of it, so they just sit in your inventory. That's not necessarily a problem with tokens. That's a problem with the ability to invest them. All right, back on track. The token system itself. Some people have major gripes with the raid and how it delivers loot to you. If you get nothing, you get tokens instead. You always get tokens. You get approximately 2 actual loot drops per raid, plus enough tokens to go get a third item. So 3 items per raid. Let's look at a raid from the past. Let's say Wrath of the Machine is the most recent one. You got something from the first boss, Vosik. You got something from the second boss, the Siege Engine. The third boss, Axis Part 1. And then the final boss, Axis Part 2. If you want to include the first thing, which is opening the door to the raid as a drop, that's fine, but we must also then include opening the first door in Leviathan as well, because they both reward approximately the same thing. I know you can get exotics out of Wrath chests. I don't think you can in Leviathan. King's Fall delivered slightly more loot, I think, but definitely not during the launch of Taken King, which is when King's Fall first debuted. Okay, so you got 4 Wrath drops to Leviathan's 3, so Wrath wins, right? Well, that's only because in Destiny 1, we had 2 more item slots that actually mattered. The Ghost and the Artifact slot. Both of these actually mattered for your power. Those no longer matter. So proportionally speaking, we are getting the same amount of loot based on how many slots you need to worry about with regards to your light level. Destiny 1 had 10 slots that mattered. You got 4 drops, so that was 40% of the slots. Destiny 2 has 8 slots that matter. That's 3 drops. That's 37.5%. If we got 4, that would be 50%. So yes, you are receiving a fewer amount of items, but proportionally, you're getting the same. Now, I get it's a much better feeling to actually get an item drop as opposed to tokens, but now you can move those drops to other characters if you want to, which I think is a nice trade-off. Plus, at the end of the day, you're still getting items. You just need to hit up an NPC to actually go get them. If that's a big deal to you, then fine. To me, it's not as big of a deal. I just wanted to elaborate on the token system a bit because I've seen a lot of complaints about it, saying how it's completely terrible and lazy and awful, and I just don't think it's that terrible because of how close it is to faction rep from Destiny 1. So then, we can finally actually start talking about Iron Banner now. Why do people not enjoy the current Iron Banner? Well, Iron Banner specific post-game loot drops were removed from the game. Regular Crucible drops still exist, but people want the Iron Banner gear. That makes sense. People like getting an item over getting tokens, but I'd say tokens are definitely better than getting nothing, and I don't think it is completely reasonable to expect to get something every single match. Gear that dropped in Destiny 1 Iron Banner post-game would actually level players up as well, so you had that going. Right now it just plays to the current leveling system, which isn't terrible. Now, pre-April update, which was an update to the game in April 2016, gear drop rates for Iron Banner were abysmal, and according to resident Iron Banner champion community member Hey Fitzy, they were about 10%, or 1 in 10 games would get you a drop. Post-April update, post-April 2016, it was about 1 in 5. We also need to remember that towards the end of Destiny 1, Iron Banner was just throwing out loot left and right. Usually the first few Iron Banners were pretty limiting with how many items were available and at what power, and then towards the end, it just got exploded open. Should it be expected that players are able to get all Iron Banner items on one character in one event? Maybe not. But when I see people saying that they've opened up 30 packages and don't have a complete armor set, that's a bit brutal, in my opinion. Sure, they might be on the bad side of the standard deviation bell curve, but it's still disheartening. Do I think some people just miss being completely showered in loot from old Iron Banners, and they are having to adjust to not being showered in loot in this one? To a degree, yes. But I don't think that's why people are mad. For this Iron Banner, you need 4 wins or 10 losses, or somewhere in between, to get a package. If we say a game is 10 minutes, then it's about 40 to 100 minutes per package. Let's say it's about an hour, even though on average it's probably a little bit longer, maybe about 70, 75 minutes. So what did Destiny 1 Iron Banner have that Destiny 2 doesn't? It had a clear goal and a clear roadmap. What was the goal? To hit rank 5 to unlock items that you could buy specifically if you didn't get them to drop during other events. Loot drops in games were RNG, but you had a non-RNG goal to work towards. If I hit X, I will get access to Y. Now, we have a system where, sure, you will eventually get everything if you play long enough, but there is no option to buy anything. Since there are no more random rolls, getting duplicates are completely worthless, and it is demoralizing to get them. Getting duplicates isn't a Destiny 2 exclusive issue, but it's still somewhat of an issue. People like having a goal and knowing that there is a set path to that goal, and that all they need to do is do a thing for a certain amount of time to get there. And to a degree, that's what the current Iron Banner is. Play enough and I will get everything. It's the fact that it's a mystery that is the annoying part to a lot of people. Again, I don't think it should be an expectation that players get everything in the first Iron Banner on the first run, much less on all 3 characters. That's a ton of Iron Banner to be playing in a week, about 45 to 50 hours if we say it takes 15 packages per character to get all the armor. That doesn't change the fact that it sucks to be 30 packages deep and not have an armor set. If there was a more significant feeling smart loot system where the game tries to give you things you don't have, that would be nice as well. However, some hypocrisies allegedly begin to show their heads. The grind of the game is pretty limiting. Iron Banner's a grind, so what's the problem? This gives what players have been asking for, a grind. Yes and no. It is a grind, it is extensive, and it's a grind that gives players who devote a lot of time to a thing a way to show off. You know, whoa, that dude has the entire Iron Banner set. It's so cool. Hardcore players like showing off, but all players like having their time respected, including hardcore players, and I think people would prefer grinds where they have starting point A and a goal B, and they know exactly when they will arrive, provided they play X amount of time. Okay, so we hate RNG grinds, but now we want to also bring back random weapon roll grinds. The best weapon roll grind of Destiny 1 did not respect your time as a player. You could have gotten a god roll weapon on the first day it was out, or you could have never gotten it. The current Iron Banner grind does not fully respect your time as a player. You could do Iron Banner for 3 hours, get enough for 2 packages, have both of them be duplicates, and there goes your weekend. Yet, we want the first thing back, random weapon rolls, but we hate the second one, Iron Banner. Why? Is it because Iron Banner is a timed event, and that creates unpleasant urgency to get everything, even if you're not supposed to? Is it because random weapon rolls give you all the time in the world to get them? Is it because random weapon rolls gave the illusion of grind? Is it because random weapon rolls have a chance of getting you that diamond in the rough? Is it maybe just 2 different groups of people talking? Random rolls would bring some excitement back to Iron Banner packages because it could give duplicates slightly more meaning, even if there's always going to be a best roll. I don't think the best way of giving duplicates meaning is to have them be random, though. Something where I could invest my duplicates into something else would be cool. I think people harp so much on the random weapon rolls being good for the game because nothing really replaced that grind, and if there were something better in its place, I think people would move past the random weapon roll grind because there are good merits to not having random rolls. Now we come to the part of the video that game developers hate, and that's suggestions on how to fix it. Yes, nothing like completely random people with no design experience telling you how to fix your game, but I know some of my audience likes hearing this kind of stuff, so here we go. Players like being able to know where their time is going. If I play X, I'm gonna get Y. The durations or skill requirements of that will impact the reward. So here's something Hey Fitzy and myself, mostly on his end, put together. Increase losses to 3 or 4 tokens. We initially thought 4 for win and 3 for a loss would have been good, but I think decreasing win rewards is probably going to anger people. An Iron Banner season would last 3 months, aka 3 events. Max rank for a season is 25, and rank does not reset between events, only new seasons. You hit rank 25 and you get an orange aura, or green, whatever color they want to make it, whatever. Ranks 3 to 25 would unlock weapons and armor as you progressed. I think having some Iron Banner drops return to the Crucible while the event is active would also satisfy a lot of people. You could still have tokens for packages and ranking up, whereas you would use legendary shards to buy stuff from Saladin. But what about players who continue to play Iron Banner past rank 25, Datto? What do you have for them? Well, our suggestion requires armor sets that could have armor ornaments applied. Armor ornaments being things that you could apply to your gear to make them look cooler or have a special effect. But you could have ranks 26 through 50 be the same as 1 to 25, but give the ornaments for each armor piece and weapon if you want to get fancy with it too. So continued play will then just make you look more awesome, since the Iron Banner gear, generally speaking, looks amazing. Then, above rank 50, you can have the Iron Banner emblem upgrade itself every 10 levels or so. Just add a little notch somewhere on the emblem to show off that you're progressing the emblem, instead of it just saying in text how many times you've ranked up. Or put both on, whatever. The season ends, you rinse repeat for the next season with a new armor set. The next season would also allow you to buy the previous season gear for the same price, but a lower rank requirement. Easier said than done? Absolutely, I know. So those are all my thoughts on Iron Banner and the token system situation. All in all, I think people just want some refinements to the Iron Banner system of Destiny 1. People, shockingly enough, like an activity that just drops a ton of loot on you. They don't like RNG rewards from this because it feels like the event doesn't appreciate the time that they put in. Even as a hardcore player, it can be pretty annoying. With some slight adjustments to respecting player time investment, Iron Banner can be balanced to the liking of most people. If you enjoyed this video, a positive rating would be greatly appreciated, even though I should probably be giving you the rating because you made it all the way through. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.